I'm Doug Blair. I'm professor of economics and political science at Rutgers, and I'm teaching the School of Arts and Sciences signature course on inequality. The very first reading in the course is the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men, and others nowadays, are created equal. Equal in what sense? Equal in their political power and influence, equal in their material resources, equal in their opportunities for happiness and development and growth. There are many inequalities. The central inequality that I focus on in this course is income inequality in the United States. In most of the industrialized world, income inequality has been growing. We are, in the United States, experiencing a more striking increase in inequality than most places are. It's a more urgent question here in the United States. Teaching this course is easier and more rewarding because it is situated in one of the most economically and socially diverse universities in the world. The entire income distribution is represented in every Rutgers classroom, and in particular in the signature course in inequality. People can bring an immediacy and a connection to the social issues connected with inequality quite effortlessly in this class. This isn't some remote anthropological inquiry about what happens among the lower classes or the upper classes. They're all there sitting in the room. So the first thing that I have them do is to learn how to think quantitatively about disparities in income or wealth or other economic variables. So we spend a fair amount of time in the beginning engaging with computations and measurements and how one thinks about and how one represents inequality. And once we've completed that set of economic explanations, we move on to political questions. So it's easier for students to get their heads around the ideas of economic inequality. What must that mean? It must have something to do with income, it must have something to do with wealth, maybe consumption. And political inequality has many more dimensions to it. Political inequality is about formal political power. Do I have as many votes as you have? There's that level. But there are other layers of political inequality that all bear on what's going on with income inequality. So we look at some very recent research, just in the last 3 or 4 years, that connects what interest groups and what individuals at various places in the income distribution want to see as policy changes. Do we end up through the interaction of interest groups in the same sort of place you would have if you had more direct democracy? Students in the inequality course come in having selected themselves into a course that is about inequality. They think inequality matters coming in the door. I think they go out the door at the end of the semester feeling that it's a more important and central and pressing problem than when they arrived. I want students who have taken this signature course on inequality to remember years from now that complicated issues that have much emotional baggage that come with them are not questions to resolve in battles between talking heads on television, but by appealing to data. That a much broader range of questions than students feel when they come into the course can be attacked in a fruitful way by being precise about what the question is, by being open to creative discovery of data that is relevant to testing the hypotheses that they're able to formulate, and to choose their views, their conclusions about these policy questions based on what the data has to say.